Okay. You start it. It's all you.
Welcome to our first episode of Brown and Browner. Marc Clark and
Shila.
We are two radio personalities. I'm African American.
We don't say black?
Well, I say African. You know, it's interesting. Yeah, African American is what I guess we say.
Like
black. I don't mind black.
Okay.
And then you're Indian.
I'm Indian.
And is Indian cool?
Yeah, Indian's fine.
And like Indian, what Indian though?
South Indian. Oh yeah, you gotta, because people automatically think I'm Native American. Because I just don't think they correlate Indians on the radio. No, that's true. Do you know what I mean?
You don't hear a lot of Indians on the radio.
No, there are no Indians. There's like 3 of us.
Are you like the Jackie Robinson of Indians?
I don't know.
On the radio.
I wonder that. I don't know how to research that.
Shila, is that your real name?
Yes, that's my real name.
Well, Marc Clark's not my real name.
What is your real name?
My real name is Lawrence Johnson.
Lawrence. So what do they call you?
Larry Johnson is what my friends call me coming up, but at home they call me Marc. My wife calls me Marc.
So everybody don't you find that funny that everybody eventually just ends up calling you by your radio
name? I don't mind names. I'm not into names. Like my first DJ name was Jade Thomas, and people call me Jay Thomas because I didn't think Larry Johnson was good enough. Though back then it was a basketball player named Larry Johnson.
That's right. I was going to say.
Shila, you too young.
Hornets. He played for the Hornets. Yeah, did I get it right?
Yes, you're good. Okay. You're good. So, yeah, our show, Brown and Browner, because I'm brown. No, you're brown and I'm browner.
You're browner. I did think you had Indian in you, though, when I first met you.
Would you like a little Indian in you?
I've never had a little Indian in me, which is kind of funny and ironic. No,
Shila is a star radio award-winning. And you can legitimately we can say an award-winning radio personality.
Thank you, Marc.
And in Chicago, you just got the award. What's the
Gracie Award? But like best afternoon show for
man,
women.
That's huge, dude. You remember? Yeah. I'm older than you. I got an air award, but I ain't got no real. You got real awards.
No,
dude.
you have awards.
Now you're in New York.
My
show was the damn thing.
My show was good in Chicago, and it's funny when I was in Chicago, I thought it was terrible.
No, well, the Indians have a tendency to always downgrade, especially the women.
You think?
Yeah, you guys are beat up on.
We are beat up on.
It's like aren't the Indian women like Jewish women? Like you're very like.
See, I think Jewish women are very confident women,
but always like self-deprecating.
I think Jewish men are self-deprecating. Like I almost feel like I could be like a Larry David because of the way.
Okay, so you're like a Jewish man then.
I'm like a Jewish man.
So you are. So you agree that you do bring yourself down all the time.
I do, but I'll tell you
it's
why.
It's hard to give yourself a little. I never hear you like bragging on yourself. Never. And I never really hear you just saying something great about yourself and just letting it breathe.
And it's it. Which I should do because I remember somebody told me sometime, we part of your charm is that you're self-deprecating, but sometimes you take it a little too far. In other words, in situations where I'm supposed to be this confident woman, I'll still be in a place where I put myself down. But you want to know where it comes from? Now that I'll tell you,
your parents.
Not even. Maybe a little bit, but not even.
Where does it come from?
A little bit, my mother, but I think. Growing up, I think I started to get a bit of a big head, thinking like I was a really ugly duckling, right? And then when I started to get a little more attractive, I took it a little too far. And my mother says to me, "Let me tell you something. You're not a supermodel. You're okay. You're not even that okay. There's 100 other Indian women, 100 times better looking than you." So she always had to ground me.
That she crushed you.
Right?
That's pretty. I mean, just say something. For a mother to say that is pretty.
No, but I think maybe it helped.
I like the fact that she said Indian women.
Yeah, she did. No,
Why didn't she say women? Let me tell you something.
Let me tell you something, Michelle. You're not all that in a bag of chips. She's like, I was 100.
She said you're okay. No,
she said
please,
you're okay. She
please
still say that.
Don't tell me she said that she was better looking.
She does all the
time.
Oh
my God!
She's like, you should have said. But
what did
she
say?
says it with jest, and if you
I don't know.
I don't know if you
know. We're going to get you some counseling. Your mom crushed you. What about, did your dad reinforce her crush?
No, yeah, my dad won't. My dad will be like, stop saying that.
Okay, good.
But I don't believe my dad. I like the real. But my mother is realistic. Like,
no.
She's not going to tell me I'm gorgeous when I'm not.
No. Realistic is not good.
Why?
Because realistic is all subjective. And you are beautiful. And you're her daughter, so of course you're beautiful.
Well, I'm sure she thinks that.
She said that?
Sure.
But she said you're okay. How can you say you're beautiful?
Because my mother saying I'm okay is her way of saying I'm beautiful. My mother is not a woman of
compliments and love.
No, She has a lot of love.
Look, I have 3 daughters. Come on, I'm gonna have
listen,
to help.
I know.
I'm gonna
saying,
help. Come with me. Come on, sit on my lap.
No. Because I'll
Sit on my
tell you
lap,
what's going to
Shila.
happen. I'll go to your house.
Sit on my
You'll
lap.
give me all this love, and I'll hate it. Because I'll make fun of my mom, and I'll be like, Mom, you don't do the superlative. She's like, okay, you want me to be like one of those moms? She's like, Shila, you're so pretty. And I get skeeved out.
If you just sit there for a minute, a tear comes to your eye, and you'll be like, I've always wanted this, Mommy.
No.
So welcome to the podcast. You know, I'm most proud of so far. I don't think DJs have a tendency to be yucky. Like, hey, everybody. I don't think we do. I don't think we're sounding yucky right now.
I hope we're not sounding. No, that's not. Well, let me tell you something else.
Break it down.
This is why I think I've gotten to the point where I don't like the yucky DJs, because yucky DJs are the ones that think they're awesome. They're the ones who self-compliment. And I think in my first 5 to 6 years in radio, I was around all these DJs who think they're great. And they'll tell you how great they are. They'll tell you their ratings. They'll tell you, they won't say anything negative. And I was watching them going, you know, like, I know the truth. Like, there are some good points about you, but there aren't some good points about you.
They're living a lie. Yeah.
But most of them always will, pump themselves up. They are their own self-promoter. And with the advent of social media, everybody's pumping smoke up their own ass. So I took it and I went, I never want to be that. And I ended up flipping it, going, if I'm actually good, I don't have to say I'm good.
Well, that's true.
So that is the way I approach it.
Just be good.
Just be good.
And just be you, and that you'll find nobody can be you. I think, again, you're good. Gracie Award winning.
I guess.
You're in Chicago.
I feel uncomfortable hearing it.
You're in New York. Look at you. Look at your career. Just doing it.
Thank you, Mark.
So our show. What's your show about? You're black. She's Indian. Well, this is not specific. I think one of the things we've noticed is we have a different take politically usually, and so I think this is good because I think sometimes we can help people understand the position or not. Right.
No, because we've argued about.
Like, for instance,
Trump,
you say you love Donald Trump and you're going to vote for him.
I'm thinking about it.
Wow, this is. Can you say end of the world? Can you?
Yeah, but people.
Hello, that's Donald Trump right there.
They know. They're like, getting the Hindus on board. Hindus for Donald Trump. I saw that on an Indian magazine.
Hindus for Donald Trump.
It was like in Queens. They don't know, but I'm a disc jockey for country radio. So on top of that, that's like weird.
Hindus for Donald Trump.
Hindus for Donald Trump.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
So
are you still on that Donald Trump stuff? Let me just say it like this: are you still on that Donald Trump shit?
Oh, can we curse? That's exciting.
Yeah. We can cuss.
Be
naked. Look.
Wow. There's still things I like about him. But I did agree with your point that you had made initially.
No, initially you didn't agree. Then we talked.
And then I agreed. But initially you gave me the point that he is his the way he speaks pretty much lends people to be racist, correct? So in other words, if he's saying no Muslim, the whole xenophobia thing.
But you don't feel it though, as an Indian. Because I think that's interesting. Like, people of color who don't feel certain things, I always think it's interesting, and I like to get to the bottom.
Because
like you said, your dad's definitely like down on the Trump thing.
My dad loves Donald Trump.
He doesn't know. So I guess, and maybe are black people the only ones that know it because we were the ones who were enslaved by the country. If you're the person at work that tells ethnic jokes, got a nigga joke. You know what I mean? The person at work that says whatever,
right?
Nigga, women, whatever, they have the same joke for your race,
right?
But it seems like some Indians, some whatever, some Jews, they don't think that. They be like, ha ha ha, not realizing, they're talking about you.
That could be true.
Break it down.
Well, I never heard Donald Trump go on a microphone and say, I don't want Indians to come here. So I think culturally with Indians, historically, never, if you're Hindu and you're Muslim, you clashed anyway. So you tell a bunch of...
so Indians don't love Muslims anyway.
That can be rooted.
I got you.
So that's
they don't
one.
Have they ain't got no... They don't love them hoes.
No, they don't.
No disrespect. I'm not calling Muslims hoes. I'm just saying... I'm
No.
I'm quoting Snoop, but you're saying that there's no love lost there.
It depends, because that's historically rooted. But I'm not saying you go talk to my dad or my mom, who's Indian, who's Hindu. My mom has Muslim friends and had them, but it's just in the roots, right? You love Aziz Ansari. His family is Indian. The comedian Aziz Ansari. His family is Indian, from the same city that my parents are from, but they happen to be Muslims and they happen to be Hindus. And he wrote a great piece on why Donald Trump's an idiot and telling you, if you're telling me to kick Muslims out, that means my parents. So I'm going to tell you the perspective my father comes from. I think when he hears stuff that Donald Trump says that he's agreeing with, that he doesn't want illegals in this country. My father has never agreed with that, because he came here and he got a scholarship on $7, had to apply for citizenship. So when you meet somebody that struggled and had to do it, I guess, quote unquote, the right way, they don't want to see all these other people getting freebies, because their struggle was education and they had to force themselves to pay for stuff through scholarship. So that's it. I honestly think my father would seriously vote for Donald Trump on the illegal immigration alone.
Yeah. Because I think now, no disrespect to your father.
No, that's fine. And he's an educated man.
But I think if we're honest, you know what it is? I think if we're honest about it, people are selfish motherfuckers. That's what it is.
Okay.
So the people who have no, it's like people, they're selfish. People are selfish. They don't really, they America was built on motherfuckers escaping the country and coming somewhere. That's what America was built on. You know what I mean? You fled England to come here and take some shit from the Native Americans. You know what I mean? But people stand on the Constitution. They stand on all this BS. True. That's how America was set. You dragged the people over here and had them build this motherfucker.
Yeah, so that's not willing and able. Do you know what I mean?
But I'm just saying, it's almost like, like especially if you came from another place and you were escaped by the grace of God, you were allowed by your luck. And see, people, they try to take too much credit. Like, my hard work, a lot, yeah, it did, but a whole bunch of other factors did too. But people forget that. But that's just my take, though. I'm a liberal. I'm a liberal. I believe in opportunity and giving breaks. I think some people don't.
Are you telling me that you can't be for legal immigration and be for opportunity of people?
Here's the thing.
I think that the two are
no. Here, this is what. Okay, if this is, I put you inside my mind of reality. You said earlier, reality. Reality is people like Donald Trump hire illegals to run their businesses. The baseline of all these motherfuckers picking fruits and doing hard labor in America are illegals. That's a fact.
I agree.
The people who are these Congress people or these elected officials or these Donald Trumps of the world say no this, no that.
But they end up hiring
them. But they are the main hirer of them. Not end up hiring them. I live in Bethesda, Maryland. All these motherfuckers watching these kids are illegal. These are all the 1%. The same people who are against, so it's bullshit. That's what I guess it is. It's like the hypocrisy is what makes it. No, if it was a perfect system where, yes, you have a line and I get to apply, and but it's not that. It's a whole system built on. It's like I say, the fruit picking jobs. The fruit picking people are slaves. They have no rights. They're illegal, and they're getting paid off by Dole and all these companies. That never gets talked about. The chicken pickers, the fruit pickers, all these jobs that no American would do are done by people who are here.
I don't disagree with you. I mean,
that's what informs my. I'm not a hard liner because
I'm not either.
I'm like,
I'm not saying just because my father feels that. I'm just saying that's where his perspective is coming from, and I know other people.
But
I'm
saying your dad's a doctor. He doesn't get that whole thing. How can people? It's like they pick and choose what reality they want to look at.
But my father hasn't hired illegals, so he doesn't live in that world. He's in the world of academia.
So that's what I'm talking about, people being selfish.
Sure.
So the only shit he understands.
Well, okay, then you go and tell him.
In his world.
Right.
And that's what people do. The only world they understand is their world.
Well, then why? How do you tell? I'll tell you this. So I grew up in Scranton, Pennsylvania, Northeast PA. We have a ton of illegals in that area that came through. Hazleton, which is a little south of us, got put on the map years ago because their mayor was against, and there's a ton of illegals in Hazleton. Most of them are just there to work, leave me alone, I'm working hard, right? Then the other small percent commit crime.
Yes.
So then you get the illegals that commit crime, but now you got the natives, like the locals, they're going, wait, what are you doing killing my neighbor or being involved in a drug deal? You're not even supposed to motherfucking be here. I got enough problems with people who are legal citizens, a neighbor or born in this country, giving me enough shit. Now I got to deal with you crossing the border. So how do you fight that argument too? There's that argument. I know it's not a lot. I know it's a small percentage, but that's still a reality for some people.
No, you're right.